I spoke to Madi Colville-Walker a few months ago now, I think it was, and loved her debut single, Less Than a Man. And she now has a new single called Vane, which we are going to talk about. Maddie, lovely to see you.
Lovely to see you too.
How have you been? Busy?
Oh my God, so busy. Insanely busy, but so good. Like I'm so grateful for everything. And it's just been amazing.
Well, I was looking at your shows on just sort of June, July schedule and couldn't even fathom how you were managing to keep up that pace. So do you kind of need to consciously pace yourself when you know you're going to be doing that many gigs?
Oh, kind of. I kind of think I just love music so much, and I just love performing and doing shows so much that I kind of try to say yes to everything. So like yeah, I can tire myself out a little bit because I just want to try and do as much as possible, and like be involved in as many shows as possible. And a lot of shows are community based gigs, so not just my community, but like Melbourne mob and like just everywhere. And I want to try and really get engaged with each and every single one of those communities. So I try to I try to do everything, and it can be I can overwork myself sometimes, but it's all worth it in the end.
Do you find, does your voice give you like an early signal that perhaps you're doing too much and you're thinking, I may need to take some time off?
Yeah, really funny. Like the past 2 weeks have been absolutely crazy with shows, because it's been NAIDOC week as well. So, like shows just here, there and everywhere and traveling. And I think it was Friday morning I had a show with Virgin Airlines, and I woke up and my voice is still a little bit raspy at the moment, but my voice was almost sort of disappeared, and I looked at my mum and was like, oh mum, what do I do? I was freaking out a bit, but got through it, and it's all fine.
You mentioned that was a morning show. I think I was reading that you're on Sunrise as well. And I've always wondered, if you're on breakfast TV, that's early, because the voice needs quite a bit of warming up. So do you have to get up super early in order to do some vocal exercises or something to warm it up?
Yeah, so so I get up pretty early if I have like a morning show. And my go-to sort of drink, I actually learnt this from Lynn Botel when I went to the CMAA when I attended. It's Manuka honey, hot water, lemon, salt, and apple cider vinegar. And you mix it all together. It's a acquired taste, but it works. It works a treat. So I've been doing that ever since academy, and it's really good. So any singers, I recommend that.
So did you say salt in that?
Yeah,
Interesting. That would be quite a potion. So do you prepare it and carry a little bit around with you, or you just mix it up as you need?
Oh, I mix it up as I need. I usually like have a big double insulated bottle that I carry around with me, and put some potion in that and take it with me everywhere. But yeah, it does work. It really helps.
Yeah. And I also saw that you'd been to pretty much every capital city, it looked like. So that must have been, again, you're having to pace yourself, because then you've got all this travel involved as well as performance.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was a tour that I did with beautiful, talented sister Alice Skye in May. And I was one of her support acts, as well as Brother Boy Dimpa. And we went to every capital city, except I didn't do the Canberra show and we didn't go to Darwin, but it was such a great experience, and I'm so grateful that I got to support Alice on her tour, and to go see other countries and to do all that. It was so beautiful, and I'm so grateful.
So there's never a point at which you're in the middle of doing all that traveling and think, nah, I'm over it.
Not at all. No, like I just love it that much. It just warms my heart. Just being able to perform and to share my stories with people, and then having people come up and speak to me after the shows, and make connections. Like, no matter where I go, somebody will know somebody in my family, or they'll I don't know, it's just really funny. The world it just seems to be getting smaller and smaller as I keep performing, but like it's really lovely to be able to connect with people and to share my stories. So that's why I do it, and I love it.
I think it's such a balance when you're a performing artist, because you have to put a certain amount of yourself and out there in the show, and then people want to connect with you afterwards. So do you ever find that you need, I guess, time alone just to counterbalance all that energy that's going out?
Sometimes, but not all the time. You know, I really enjoy, like I said, I enjoy meeting people. I'm a very people person. So yeah, like, at any opportunity that the people want to come and talk to me, I feel so grateful, because I think like, oh my God, like, like I've probably met, like, just making someone's day is what I want to do. And yeah, just connecting with people again. I love it.
Well, it's good that you've said that, because if anyone's watching this and they happen to go to your show, they know they can go up and say hello to you.
Honestly, like, don't be scared. I don't bite.
Now, and speaking, and still on the subject of shows, actually, Tamworth Country Music Festival, you were there, and I was thinking, for a former Academy of Country Music graduate, because you went twice, does it feel almost like going back to school, or is it a chance to reconnect with your classmates?
Oh, it's really good to connect with everyone that I went to academy with. I did a show. I did Girls of Country with some of the girls that I went to academy with. Both the first year that I went and the last year that I went. And it was great to catch up with everyone. And there was so much happening. So, like, you want to go and see everyone and see everyone's shows. And then you've got your own shows on top of that. But no, it was really good to catch up with everybody. And yeah, it was so nice. And it was actually a really good time of year for Tamworth this year. Just everything just kind of fell into place, I think. And it just was, it was really beautiful. I loved it.
Yeah, and it was less hot. I think some people were thinking, oh, I should move it permanently, but that would be too strange.
It would be a bit funny. It was kind of like, I know when people ask me about it now, like when I'm at shows or wherever I am, and I have to like really think, because I forget that it was in April, because I'm so used to it being in January. So I have to be like, wait, no, it was in April.
Yeah. And then we'll be back there in January. But let us talk about your new single, Zane. What is it about?
So Zane is pretty much about moving on. Me and my breakup songs are really funny. I say quite often in shows that it's really easy to write songs about heartbreak, and most of my songs are about breakups, but I haven't been through as much as what my songs might entail, even though it's not even really that bad. But yeah, so it's just about, like, moving on, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
Do you find when it's something that, as you said, you haven't really been through it to the same extent as in your song, that you kind of casting your mind out and connecting with a character almost, so you can write that song about them?
Yeah, almost. So, like, I know when this song, at the time I was writing this song, Carrie Underwood had released Drinking Alone, and I listened to it, and there was sort of little bits and pieces in that song that I was like, okay, this kind of has the same vibe and flow as Vane. Maybe like not storyline the same, like obviously different storylines. I don't want to like copy her. Like, she's an amazing artist and I love her, and I'm not going to copy her because that's like hers. But yeah, I wanted to make it my own, and yeah, I guess there's kind of like a character type of thing. I don't even really know how to explain it. It's yeah, but yeah, it's there's little bits and pieces that are inspired by Drinking Alone.
Because it does sound on the song, yeah, there's a certain, and we're speaking at a time before the song's released, I should say, it's coming out in August, where you do sound resigned, like as you're singing the song, it's sort of like, yeah, I'm done.
Yeah, it's just kind of like, yeah, it's just, I guess it's just one of those songs where it's just letting out emotions and just getting it all out, and really just like writing from the heart and coming from mind and heart as well as soul, and just really trying to get the point across in the song. And I think that's what it's about.
Yeah. So you mentioned that you were listening to a Carrie Underwood song around the time you were writing it. Are there any other singers at the moment who are inspiring you as a songwriter or as a singer?
Oh, there's so many. There's so many. I have recently done a song. I actually wrote it a few years ago. I started writing it a few years ago, but I didn't finish it properly until a few months ago. And it's a song about my home country, and that was inspired by Emily Waramara. She's an Indigenous artist, and she's absolutely amazing, incredible. And yeah, she I don't remember what the album's called, but there's one of her albums is really language based and really like she just, it was about her home, and I wanted to kind of do the same in a way, or write something about home, because I haven't been home on home country for a long time, or what feels like a long time. I've been back and forth, and I haven't really, like stayed put and just spent time at home for like 3 days even. I've just been here for maybe a night, not even less than that, and gone back to Melbourne or wherever. And yeah, I wanted to kind of capture how I felt about home and how it makes me feel. So yeah, I did that with a few songs, and yeah, I've got a few more up my sleeve that are about that. But yeah, but back to the artists that inspired me, there's so many artists that really I connect to with their music and their stories. Like, like Dolly Parton, I love her storytelling and just everything that she writes about. There's a song that my mum used to sing to me, and it was Coat of Many Colors, and yeah, just the story behind that song is, I love it. And yeah, storytelling is just so important, I think, and it's something that I want to keep as an artist.
So when you get an inspiration for a song, do you tend to want to pursue it at that point in time and think, oh, if I don't do something with it right now, it might vanish? Or are you someone who sort of notes ideas and comes back to them later?
I note a lot of ideas. I know I've got heaps of little like notebooks, and in my phone, in my notes, it's just like ideas left, right, and center. Yeah, so I've got heaps and heaps of ideas for songs, and it's just trying to find the right words to say. There's a song that I've been working on for a bit, and it's actually got a really like deep story behind it. Not a deep, well, it really, I don't know, but for me it's kind of deep as an artist. And I've been trying to figure out since Tamworth, because like the whole idea actually came about in Tamworth. I've been actually trying to think about how to curate this song for months and months and months, and yeah, I'm still sort of stuck on trying to find the right word to say, but it'll come to me.
Are you, because some songwriters I've spoken to, when they're feeling like that, they go off and try to find a collaborator to help them with it. Do you like collaborating, or do you prefer keeping to yourself?
I love collaborating. That's something that I really want to do more of, is collaborating. So I hope to do it in the near future or in soon. But yeah, collaborating is something that is really, really powerful, because I think, if you can have two songwriters, two artists, two composers, anybody in the music industry or in the arts sector, and they come together and they curate something, it can be so amazing and so powerful. And it'll, like, just the stories from that will be amazing. So I hope that I can do that very, very soon.
So your collaborative door is open, shall we say?
It is very, very open.
Now, the single Vein was produced by Jason Resch, who is also in the band Darlinghurst. And I'm wondering how that connection came about.
So my sister-in-law is in Darlinghurst, Cassie Leopold. I love her. I love those guys. They are just the best. They are so supportive of me, and they're doing so well, and I'm so proud of them. So yeah, I remember when I guess Darlinghurst sort of first got together, Cass was telling me about Jason. She's like, you need to work with Jason. He's insanely talented. And anyway, met Jason, and I played him a few of my songs in my lounge room actually, and he was like, oh, I like that. I like this. Can you like record the song on your phone and send it to me? So I recorded it, sent it to him, and here we are. Here we are with Zane.
And it was I mean, I suppose it's always a risk, really, isn't it? When you hand something to a producer, you don't know how it'll turn out, but it sounds like that was a meeting of the minds.
It was like, Jason he's just so talented and he's so clever, and he just had all these ideas. He's like, what about we put this in? Like, what do you think about this? And because I think we both had the same idea that we wanted to kind of keep not only Vain but Less Than a Man very not too much, because I don't have a band or anything at the moment. Eventually I would love to have a band to play on stage alongside me, but yeah, at the moment it's just me and my guitar, so we kind of tried to keep it as minimal as possible, and yeah, not have a whole heap to it, but I'm super excited to release Vain, and I'm so proud of it, and I'm so thankful for Jason and for the rest of the Darlinghurst mob as well, like their support, and I can't wait.
I think in both of the songs that he's produced with for you and with you, your voice is brought to the fore, as it should be, because it's got this wonderful tone to it. Like, it's just this, I don't want to use the term siren song, but it's that whole idea of, your voice really calls to the listener. And I was thinking about you growing up in a musical family and having your voice, and wondering actually if it's hard to find your voice in terms of your singing voice, because you have other family members who might be singing and you might want to sing like them, but also just to establish your own musical identity when you are from a family of musicians.
Yeah. I know for a little while, when I first started out in particular, and when I was in my band that I had, I was in an R&B sort of hip hop group when I was like, I think I was in high school, and I'm still great friends with most of those guys today, and they're doing amazing. Yeah, it was kind of hard because I was not sure where I really wanted to take my music. And it's the same, I guess, with the family. My pop was very country, was a country artist, and all my family really loves country. And then my cousin Benny, he's like a bluesy, rootsy type of alternative singer, and amazing. And yeah, it's just, and I was still kind of like, I don't really know what I want to do, because I don't want to be strictly country, even though I adore it. Like, I love it. It's always going to be a part of me because I was raised with it. So, like fond memories and stuff, it's never going to go anywhere. I want it to stay. But then, yeah, I was also in this like hip hop group, and there was part of me that's like, oh, I want to be an R&B singer. Like, I want to be like Beyonce, or like, I had myself pictured, and I didn't have, like, my vocals are nowhere near like Beyonce. She's just insane as well. But I don't know. It took me so long to kind of figure out who I wanted to be and what I wanted to do with my music. And then I kind of, as I kept going with my music and doing more gigs and songwriting, and like finding my style on how I want to dress on stage, and how and just my stage presence as well, and who I am, I realized, like, I don't want to be like anybody else. I don't want to be like the next Beyonce. I don't want to be, I just want to be Madi. I just want to be me. Nobody can change how I do my art and how I write my songs, because this is like, they're my stories, and I really had to remind myself that. And there's times that I still have to kind of be like, like, it's okay, like, like it's you, like, everybody's different, and it's okay to be different. It's what makes you special and what makes you stand out from the rest of the crowd. So yeah, I really had to remind my little 16-year-old self about just, it's all right, but yeah, I don't really want to be anybody else.
But it is, 16, that's an age when everyone's got an opinion about you, right? Like, it's how you should look, what you should do, what music you should play. And even as you get older, I think a lot of people still have opinions. So it takes a certain amount of commitment, I think, and nerve to say, no, I'm sticking with what I want to do.
Yeah, it's definitely it's definitely hard, and also, you know, like coming from sort of a smaller town, not coming from the city, you know, like I mean, I never felt like I was different from anybody else, you know. I just kind of like, you know, like, you know, I felt fine with being me, you know. But yeah, you know, I know country music when I was in high school wasn't very popular, and everyone's like, oh, you listen to country music, like, you know, you shouldn't. And in the back of my head, I'm like, oh, you know, like that's not very cool. But yeah, like I said, I just have to remind myself, like, no, like don't listen to anybody else, just be yourself. If people like you for you, then they will. Like, don't stress, like it's life.
Yeah, yeah. So, but it's hard-won wisdom, I think, is the other thing. Yeah. Now, you mentioned that you've been writing some other songs, and so I'm wondering if you're planning to record those sometime soon, or in amongst your busy gig schedule, that is.
I hope so. I've been planning some things, and I've got some really good ideas. So hopefully I'll get back into the studio and yeah, record some more of my stuff. Super excited, and I can't wait to play some of those songs live when I've completed them and polished them off and everything. But it should be really cool.
Yeah. Well, Maddie, it's been lovely to talk to you and find out about the new single, which is Vain. And to keep up with your packed gig schedule, people can go to your social media because you're great about putting the dates up. Lovely to see you and hope to talk to you again soon.
Thank you.
See ya.
Bye.